So it's finally here. Dead or Alive Xtreme Beach Volleyball has finally made its way to store shelves, and it's out there. It's kind of been one of those games. There's just kind of been a lot of mystery leading up to its release. Tecmo never really releases a whole lot of information ahead of time when it comes to stuff like this. And there was quite a bit of mystery. What exactly is this game going to be? Is it going to be an actual beach volleyball game, or is it just kind of some weird peep show thing? In all honesty, it's really kind of none of those things. It does a few different things and tries to go in a few different directions, but in the end, none of those directions are particularly fleshed out in an exciting way, and the end result just feels kind of sloppy. The game takes place on Zack Island, a fictional place owned by Zack, the fighter from DOA 3. The story goes that he won the DOA 3 tournament, which got him a bunch of money, which he then turned into a bunch more money at a casino, and then used it to purchase this island. He then lures all the girls of DOA to this island for reasons unknown. But in the end, they get there, realize that they've been set up, and end up just kind of spending 2 weeks there, hanging out, playing volleyball, shopping, going to a casino, and playing the ever-popular hopping game. So there's a few different things you can do once you're on the island. Let's start with the game that's right in the game's title, volleyball. Volleyball is the best way to earn money on the island, unless you're really lucky in the casino. But basically, volleyball is a 2-on-2 game that you play against computer players. You need to have a partner to play, so that's where kind of the gift giving and all that stuff works in. But the volleyball itself is really, really simple. It's basically broken down to 2 buttons. The A button will hit the ball over the net, and the B button will set it up so you can either spike it yourself or have your partner spike it. You have some pretty limited control over your partner, so you can kind of dictate whether they're going to be playing the net or playing towards the back. But in the end, the game really kind of does all the hard work for you. You never really have to think to do well. You don't even have to jump on your own when you're set up for spikes. Your character will just jump up there, and all it is from that point is just a game of timing. You just have to make sure that you're hitting A at the right moment to get the maximum power out of your spikes and serves and other hits. Volleyball is extremely easy to master, which probably is what makes it the easiest way to make money on the island. Basically, after about half an hour of figuring out what the timing is for these hits, all you really need to do is just kind of line up your shots and hit A at the right moment, and you'll be kind of raining down with these thunderous spikes. And from there, all you need to do is kind of aim where the other players aren't, and more often than not, it'll either land or it'll glance off someone's arm and not be able to be returned. And it's really easy to just kind of get in the routine of really blowing out most of your volleyball opponents. Another way to earn money is in the casino. There are a few different games you can play here. There's roulette and blackjack, which are all pretty standard implementations of those games. You can always bet on black, which I find is the only way to play roulette. And in blackjack, you can double down, you can get insurance when the dealer's showing an ace and that sort of thing. It's a pretty standard blackjack. The game also has poker, but it's really more of just a video poker than actually playing against anyone else. The video poker in the game is really your standard kind of Japanese style video poker. In that every time you win, you can play this kind of double-up game to go for more money than you would normally get. There's also another game based on whenever you have a joker in your hand that you play after that hand is done. The game also has slot machines. There's a row of slot machines, one for each of the DOA girls, and those kind of open up as you play. The slot machines are all extremely basic. There's only one pay line. You can bet 1 to 3 coins. It would have been nice to see some crazy modernized slot machines, the 9 pay lines going all over the place. But these are just really simple. You just kind of hit the button and watch the reel spin, and maybe you'll win something. Overall, the casino really seems kind of unfinished for a game that is kind of supposed to be about looking at these girls and dressing up these girls and zooming in on these girls. They're not actually shown in the casino at all. You would kind of think that this would be a good place to actually have some more interaction with the girls, but that's left out on the beach, and even there it's not really particularly well fleshed out. Instead, the casino is just a pretty standard kind of background model of a casino, and it zooms into a table whenever you pick a game from the menu. All it would have really taken is for them to maybe make some evening gowns or something for the game, and this could have been a more meaningful part of the game. The real point to Extreme Beach Volleyball is shopping. You know, all these things that you're doing are basically geared towards earning you money, and then from there you can go to the various shops and either buy items, accessories, or new swimsuits. Each day on the island has a new inventory in each shop, so you can go get the different swimsuits, get all the different items, get all the different accessories, and there's really a lot of stuff here, and it's all kind of designed to let you dress up your girl in various ways. Of course, the swimsuits are the most dramatic change, and you'll find like well over 100 different swimsuits to choose from, even though some of those are just kind of simple palette swap. This one's a different color, but it's the exact same design. But basically you'll find an expensive one that is the skimpy suit, and stick with that. Or there's also a suit called Leopard, which has cat ears, and it's kind of a leopard print thing with a tail on it, and that sort of thing. But there's a wide array of different swimsuit designs to choose from. From there, you can accessorize. You can control what color the girl's nails are. You can buy hair clips and hats and sunglasses and ribbons, different types of shoes. There's basically a whole lot of different accessories to choose from. You can get suntan lotion or suntan oil if you want your girl to tan faster or not tan as quickly. And basically you're kind of given some control there as well as to how the girls. After a few days, the item shop opens up, and most of the items in the game are pretty much useless. It's really just kind of there for you to have a goal to work towards, and that's getting every single item in the game. The items in the item shop are just kind of a wild range of different stuff. You'll find some teddy bears, a microwave oven, a prototype Xbox, the big silver X thing, a lot of different guitars, some food, some drinks, and basically all these items you can get and keep for your collection, or you can give them as gifts to the girls, which if you're not very good at the volleyball, there is kind of a gift-giving system where you can either try to butter up a potential partner or keep your existing partner happy by giving them things that they'll like. There's a list of what the girls like in the manual as well as on the character select screen, so you can figure out what their favorite food is, what their favorite color is, which swimsuits to buy, which items to buy that will keep them happy. But in the end, this actually has very little bearing on the game, provided you have figured out the trick to volleyball. And you will figure out the trick to volleyball because it's not really difficult at all. Once you're winning most of your games, your partner's pretty much going to stay happy and rarely leave. And in the event that they do leave, because you're going to be at that point, so good at the volleyball, it's pretty easy to find another partner right away. So the whole point to the game is that you have these good-looking character models that you can kind of zoom in on and dress up in different ways, and that's fine. If you're into that sort of thing, you can really zoom in pretty close on the girls and pan around their bodies. But in the end, even that isn't done quite as well as people who would be into that sort of thing would like. You're really kind of given limited camera control, and basically there are only a handful of different animations that the girls go through. Basically, it wastes a segment of your day in the vacation mode, looking at the girl kind of frolicking around on the beach or shimmying along a tree limb. And these kind of animations go for maybe a minute, and from there you're given a few different camera angles and of course the ability to kind of move that camera around and zoom it in pretty close. In the end, it's not really a satisfying thing. There's something to be said for kind of the fan service. If you're a fan of the girls of DOA, then this will be a cool opportunity for you to get up and close with these girls while they're wearing swimsuits. But it probably won't be quite as full-featured as people would like in that aspect either. While the graphics do look really nice, and the animations that are in the game do look pretty good, there simply aren't enough of them. As I've said previously, the tree limb shimmying and the kind of rolling around on the beach thing is really all there is to the scenes where you can kind of just look at the girl alone. But even when you're playing volleyball, the animation really isn't particularly well done. Basically, you'll see girls go from like an idle animation where they're kind of stretching out their arms or grabbing a leg to stretch it out, and the ball head their way, and they'll jump immediately from that animation into a hitting animation. There's no really easy transition or anything like that. There's no head tracking involved, so the girls don't like follow the ball around the court with their heads and eyes. And it all just really kind of looks really artificial because, you know, these little touches would have brought like an extra level of realism to the look of the game. But it really just kind of looks weird. You know, it goes from these hitting animations to these standing animations, and it just kind of doesn't look as smooth as you would expect from a game that is clearly designed to survive on its visuals alone. The game's soundtrack is you know, a pretty up-tempo soundtrack of you know, kind of tropical tunes, a lot of kind of pop music. There's a Christina Aguilera track on there. There's actually some reggae. Bob Marley's on there. Big Mountain is on there. You also find some ska in Real Big Fish, a couple tracks from them. And you know, of course, everyone loves the Spice Girls, and they're on the soundtrack as well. You can turn off individual songs. You can actually just go ahead and turn them all off if they really get on your nerves, and use a custom soundtrack, which is much appreciated because the songs really get on your nerves quickly because it kind of goes through the 20 songs fast, and they get old even faster. So in the end, DOA Xtreme Beach Volleyball is a game that you know, really does try to do a lot of different things, but in the end, you know, there isn't one thing that stands out as being, you know, particularly well developed. You have the graphics, which, you know, of course are really nice and kind of really the true main focal point of the game, but you know, those have their problems. The volleyball is extremely simplistic and really won't hold your attention for longer than a couple of days. The casino is not particularly well done. The shopping stuff in your inventory feels really forced just to try to fit some kind of goal into the game. The gift-giving system with the girls becomes you know, almost completely irrelevant once you get good at the other aspects of the game, and you know, never really feels like a major part of the gameplay anyway. And in the end, you're just kind of left feeling that the game really could have and should have been a lot more than it turned out being. As such, you know, unless you're an extreme fan of, you know, one of the girls of DOA, you're probably just better off renting this one for curiosity's sake.
Why don't you fight on these words?